Business owners lament declining patronage, huge losses as power blackout in northern Nigeria lingers. Ride-hailing apps drivers narrate ordeal amid economic downturn. Troops burst kidnap syndicate, arrest 3 suspects in Taraba. On the foreign scene, 12 dead as Europe-bound Egyptian migrant boat capsizes off Libya. Good evening and welcome to the news update on Trust TV. I am Aisha Salihu. Thanks for joining us. The news in detail. Ice block sellers in Kano State say they are now forced to rely on supplies from neighboring Niger Republic. This is due to the total blackout in the northern Nigeria in the last 1 week. Sellers say ice is also gotten from Abuja, but the distance and transport costs have sent prices soaring. Trustee Abdulaziz Ibrahim, who visited major ice sellers at different places in the state, reports.
This is Digger off Post Office Road, which is usually full of customers, but now business has stopped. This street is usually jam-packed with people, but now that our business has stopped, even those whose businesses rely on ice have had to stop. Ice sellers in different parts of Kano are seeing the same trend. Prices have risen from just 50 naira per block to up to 2,500 naira. The sellers say blocks come from as far as Abuja and Niger Republic. We usually sell ice here from 100 naira to a little above that. But today, blocks brought in here from Abuja and Niger Republic and other places are even selling for as high as 2,000 to 2,500 naira.
Long one. It's too long one. It comes from Abuja, 2,000 they sell for each one. Even my come to Niger, long one, 1,500, 1,600 they sell from Niger. Before light no day, just a block 15 naira, 17 naira. Light no day kuma block is 2 cost. Each one 1,800 the same block.
For young water sellers like Sani, the situation is even more difficult. With no ice, he can't keep the water cold. This lack of electricity has affected us also, and we don't sell as much as we used to, despite the current economic hardships. Once someone touches the water and realizes it's not cold, they don't buy. And I don't have any means to make the water cold because the ice now has gone beyond what I can buy. Local business and families who depend on affordable ice to preserve food are pleading with the government for help. Cold room operator Muhammad Tajuddin says the ongoing power crisis has left him handicapped. We've been without power for a month now. All our sources of livelihood are gone. We need the government to restore power, especially since we are staying close to a NEPA station here. We usually enjoyed power a lot in the past, but right now things are very difficult for us. The blackout in northern Nigeria has exposed the fragile state of the region's power supply. For now, Kano residents will continue to struggle with the high prices as they endure the long wait for power to return. Abdulaziz Ibrahim, Trust TV News, Kano.
The federal government says that he is working on an independent super grid for each of the 19 northern states in Nigeria. Minister of Power Adebayo Adelabu made this known after a meeting with President Bola Tinubu on Monday in Abuja. According to him, the president directed that repair works be sped up to restore power to the northern part of Nigeria. The north has been thrown into a blackout for days following the vandalism of some transmission lines, raising concerns among stakeholders in the region and beyond. Meanwhile, the Transmission Company of Nigeria has stated that the restoration of the Upper Ugaji line has taken long to complete due to insecurity in the area. Speaking during a press briefing on Tuesday, the managing director of TCN, Abdulaziz Sule, said the engineers working on the line repair work under the surveillance of security personnel and are working under the surveillance of security personnel and leave the site by 6 p.m. He, however, said the line, which was an alternative route to supply power to Kano, Kaduna and other major cities in the north, will be completed in 2 to 3 days. On what the company is doing to stop the vandalism on transmission line, he said TCN is working with security agencies to make sure that they patrol the transmission line. He also said the company engages locals and providing them with transportation and telephone services for prompt reporting of suspicious activities around the transmission line. As the hardship occasioned by the increase in the price of petrol bites harder, drivers of e-hailing apps, also known as ride-hailing apps, have been telling Trust TV how the economic downturn has impacted their businesses. According to the drivers, while most of the apps have increased their fares, such increases have not been commensurate with the present economic realities. Hence, the need to renegotiate with customers offline. Trust TV's Newell Sampson reports.
For some ride-hailing apps drivers, it has been a huge struggle meeting daily, weekly, or monthly targets as the economic downturn has negatively impacted the business.
The main challenge on the app is that they can give you an order. You get, but the order is not coming by satisfaction. You as a driver, you can decide, to at least talk to the customer if he can accept or they can accept. You can do away with the app, as in like bargain out of the app.
Sometimes you have to negotiate with the passenger. Aside from the app that is initiated, the price that is initiated on the app, because the distance you are going to cover, that amount given by the app doesn't commiserate with it. It doesn't match. So when you go, it's like you're wasting your fare for nothing. So it's really, really hard on us. We are only working to eat. You don't save anymore. To repair your car is a problem.
To make up for the operational costs like fuel and car maintenance, these drivers say they have resorted to charging their clients offline. However, the challenge is that not many of the customers agree to be charged offline.
Seriously, it's just like 40%. It's just like 40%.
Like before, they used to, yes, I agree, but recently, they don't, because given the security challenges in Abuja, particularly kidnappings, whatever they're about, they are no more agreeing with going offline. When you tell them you want to go offline to avoid the apps from taking that percentage, they will say no. They are concerned with their security too. So you as a driver, you don't have to insist.
Francis Chukwu, a businessman who makes use of these hailing apps for his business, tells us how he handles the offline chat situations with the hailing app drivers.
It does depend if I am in a hurry, because what they do is when they come, they give you a different amount, and if you cannot pay, you just cancel the ride. It's either you cancel the ride from your end or the riders cancel the ride. So when they cancel the ride, you can rebook for another ride, and hopefully enough you can get someone that will go for that amount on the app. But if you are in a hurry and you need your goods to be delivered, or you need to be in a place at a time, you just pay the additional amount that they are adding to it.
With transportation remaining a critical aspect of daily business transactions, operators of these ride-hailing apps, as well as other Nigerians, are hopeful that government will intervene with alternatives to petrol or effect a reduction in the pump price of fuel. Newell Sampson, Trust TV News, Abuja.
The House of Representatives has initiated an investigation into the alleged assault on a boat driver, Stephen Abuwatseya, by the member representing Abia North and South Federal Constituency of Imo State, Alex Ikweche. During Tuesday's plenary session, the House referred Ikweche to the Committee on Ethics and Privileges following a point of privilege raised by Julius Ihombere, the majority leader. Ihombere stated that the Parliament has a duty to safeguard its reputation and shared that he had received numerous calls and messages expressing concern over Ikwechu's actions. The majority leader emphasized the importance of lawmakers acting responsibly to uphold the image of the parliament. In response, Ikwechu apologized, admitting there was no justification for his behavior despite the provocation. The Deputy Speaker, Benjamin Kalu, who presided over the session, acknowledged Ikwechu's remorse, noting that his apology was emotional and very touching. He stated that while there were public calls for Ikwechu's suspension, the House would allow the Ethics Committee to conduct a proper review first.
But I have a responsibility to say that this House will not sit and accommodate any aberration. In fact, if you look at Order 5E, it sets out very clearly how the House should deal with anybody, any sort of infraction, aberration, or misconduct by a member of the House.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I just want to state once again that I am human. Even though there was things were said, and those things I regret. I apologize to all Nigerians. Regardless of the provocation, there should be no reason why I should react in that form. So I want to use this opportunity to appeal to all Nigerians. Let us let what has happened remain in the past, and let us forge forward.
In line with the prayers of the leader of the House, that this matter be referred to the Committee on Ethics and Privilege for him to be heard. His appeal was very emotional, very touching, shows remorse. You know, I was touched hearing it from here, but that is not enough. I know you were touched as well.
The leadership of the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities and the Non-Academic Staff Union of Educational and Associated Institutions have urged the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, to pay their 4 months withheld salaries following an approval of the payment by President Bola Tinubu. The striking unions ruled out the possibility of any meeting or negotiation with the federal government, insisting that the Ministry of Finance do the needful and remit their withheld salaries electronically to all their members. On Monday, members of both unions commenced an indefinite nationwide strike within campuses of public universities to demand the immediate release of their 4 months withheld salaries. The two unions said it was appalling that despite several ultimatums issued to the government, no positive result has come from the government. The two unions directed their members in all public universities and inter-university centers throughout the country to hold a joint congress in their respective campuses on Monday, October 28, 2024, and proceed on an indefinite, comprehensive and total strike action, as no concession should be given in any guise. The two unions berated the federal government for paying withheld salaries to the Academic Staff Union of Universities, while neglecting the non-academic unions. Also, members of the Non-Academic Staff Union of Universities and Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities of the University of Ilorin branch have joined the total strike action embarked upon by the two unions across the country to press home their demands for the payment of their withheld 4 months salary arrears. In a protest today, at the entrance of the university in Ilorin Gate, members of the two unions blocked the entrance and disallowed people from gaining access to the institution. The union leaders lamented several efforts made to plead and convince the federal government to pay the money, all to no avail. The strike, they added, is now total, as it will not be suspended until when the full 4 months arrears is paid.
Today we are having an emergency congress to intimate our members and to direct them that we are commencing an indefinite strike today as a result of nonchalant attitude of the federal government to the plight of our welfare. And that was why we are here. You will recall that in the last few months, we've been agitating for the payment of our withheld salary. And part of this payment of when we went for Abuja national protest, the president in his magnanimity directed that this money should be paid to us.
If you also recall that this agreement was as a result of our strike, and we have so many demands that led to that strike before our salary was withheld. And we have been agitating and continuously to be pleading with the federal government that the non-teaching staff in the university does not love to go on strike.
And to security matters, the air component of Operation Hadin Kai has neutralized scores of Boko Haram terrorists at 2 locations in Bulla Marwa in Borno State. The Nigerian Air Force disclosed this in a statement on Monday, saying the operations took place on October 25. Air Force spokesman Air Commodore Olushola Akimboyewa said Bulla Marwa was identified as a high-level meeting site for Boko Haram's notorious figures. Hence, intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance missions further confirmed heightened terrorist activity. Akimboyewa said fighter jets were dispatched to the location for an air interdiction mission after the IRS revealed an influx of motorcycles and gatherings of combatants across the site. According to him, the NAF air assets launched a precision airstrike on the location, achieving direct hit and neutralizing numerous terrorists. The federal government says it has arrested 3 Chinese nationals and 2 Nigerians for illegal mining in Nasarawa State. The Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, disclosed this in a statement by his spokesman, Shegun Tomori, on Monday in Abuja. He said the suspects were arrested at an illegal mining site in Rafin Gabas, Aguada, located in Kokona local government area. He said the company involved started operations in 2021, resulting in significant revenue losses to the federal government. The ministry's mining marshals, set up to safeguard mining sites across the country, carried out the arrest based on credible intelligence. The minister stated that over 200 illegal miners have been arrested so far, with about 140 undergoing prosecutions nationwide. And to other stories. The Igbo sociocultural group in Adamawa has applauded Governor Ahmadu Umaru Fantiri for his transparent and inclusive leadership, fostering a peaceful environment that allows their businesses to thrive. At the annual Igbo Day celebration, the association also recognized several indigenous Adamawa leaders serving in Governor Fantiri's Executive Council. Gibson Soadigo reports from Yola.
At the Igbo Day celebration, this socio-cultural group honored Nigeria's diversity and championed unity. Recognizing Adamawa indigents with chieftaincy titles, they affirmed their commitment to one Nigeria and peace. They commended Governor Ahmadu Fintri, hailing him as a key architect of modern Adamawa and a leader whose strong relations have positively impacted their businesses.
Well, Ahmadu Fintri is a great man. He's a good governor. He's doing very well, and he has a very good working relationship with the Igbo community here. In fact, we have to thumb up for him. He's a great man here, so the Igbos cannot do without him.
Adamawa citizens at the event highlighted the benefits of unity and peaceful coexistence, voicing their hopes and prayers for Nigeria's success.
Obviously, being a northerner, particularly a House of Fulani, for me, I see it as an opportunity to unite us the more. It's a title that it's a first of its kind in the history of the Igbo community in Adamawa. Of course, the title goes by the name of Agu Idi Ibube, which means the great lion or the glorious lion.
The way this ceremony is being celebrated today, I think, as you can see Igbos, non-Igbos, you can see Christians, you can see non-Christians, all mixed up. And this is for unity. And this is what we are actually looking for in Nigeria. Any opportunity that is there for us to be brought together in order to live as brothers and also to celebrate together, we should maximize that opportunity.
You can agree with me, with the coming of Governor Kentry, security is stable. Igbo are going on with their legitimate business peaceful in Adamawa State. And national unity is paramount to each and everyone.
Igbo Day offers a vibrant platform for individuals and communities to celebrate their rich traditions, showcasing customs, language, arts, music, and dance. Gibson Soadugo, Trust TV News, Yola.
And to developments away from Nigeria, a boat carrying 13 Egyptian migrants to Europe has capsized off Libya's coast, killing all on board except for one person, local authorities and a Libyan group said Tuesday. Al-Abrin, a group that provides humanitarian assistance to migrants in Libya, said on Facebook that the boat capsized 60 kilometers east of the city of Tobruk on Monday evening. One migrant survived, according to the group, which said the bodies were recovered and brought to shore. The Directorate for Combating Illegal Migration in Tobruk also confirmed the incident. In recent years, the North African nation has become the dominant transit point for migrants fleeing war and poverty in Africa and the Middle East. Last year, 962 migrants died and 1,563 went missing off Libya. The International Organization for Migration said about 17,200 migrants were intercepted and sent back to Libya in 2023, the organization added. And finally, in sports, Nigeria Professional Football League has fined Kano Pillars Football Club 2 million naira for breaching the NPFL framework and rules in the course of their March Day 9 fixture at Nasarawa United on Sunday. The Kano Club have been charged for a statement from their Media and Communications Directorate quoting their player Ahmed Musa, in which he made the disparaging statements about match officials, an act that was perceived as capable of bringing the game to disrepute. According to the statement, Kano Pillars also failed to ensure the proper conduct of their team, resulting to the unruly behavior of Ugochukwu Gabriel during the match. And that brings us to the end of the news update on Trust TV at this hour. Do not forget, you can always follow us across all of our social media platforms and also join our YouTube live stream for more news, programs and documentaries. I am Aisha Salihu. Thank you so much for watching.